Hello folks. Well, after my Aranca Champ's wing ejected and it crashed, I was determined to find another plane similar to put that Sato 124 stroke engine in. That's when I found this giant J-3 Cub kit from Value Hobby. They're the same place I bought my Night Tweety. And just like the Tweety, the plane is extremely well built from balsa and ply and very beautifully covered, including a very strong carbon fiber wing brace and struts. Well, let me be clear though, this is an ARF. That means almost ready to fly. But believe me, if you're going to build a plane like this, you need to be experienced in building model planes, as there's a lot of gray areas in the directions. I worked 10 to 12 hours a day for 2 weeks on it to get it ready to fly. I used the old McDaniel onboard glow plug heater to keep the engine running at idle. And here is some of the radio equipment you're also going to need.
You're going to need a 4.8 volt battery to run the radio. This is a 2000 milliamp Tenergy. I'm using my DX8 Generation 2. I've got 5 servos, 2 for the ailerons. You need a 6-inch extension on each one, and you need a Y harness to run that. Also the receiver and a switch harness.
The receiver is a Spectrum 7010 with satellite, and the switch harness is an Apex RC with LED and charge port. There was 2 of them for $12.95 at Amazon.
I'm using the HS422 Deluxe ball bearing servos, and you want to make sure you test these, run them, turn them on and off, do all kinds of testing to make sure that everything works good. Can't have any failures.
And some other helpful items that you're going to need include 5-minute epoxy, thick and thin super glue, and most importantly, amazing goop for installing the windows and other parts that absolutely cannot vibrate apart in flight. You're going to need some other tools too to make it easier and almost necessary, like metric Allen wrenches with handles, a Dremel to cut out the cowling holes for the engine to fit. You know, there are no instructions for installing the engine, so that all had to be fabricated. It does come with a motor box for converting to electric, but it also comes with a fuel tank for the nitro power. Since I elected to invert the engine, I know from past experience that nose overs are common, so I designed and mounted a tiny nose wheel to protect those rocker arm covers just in case. You know, better be safe than destroying the valves was my thinking on a nose drag. Well, you need a drill and some assorted drill bits, new X-Acto blades, and patience. So you're seeing pictures of the build showing what must be done to make an almost ready to fly plane fly. I will make comments along the way and we'll get into that maiden flight.
I put Adam's Brilliant Glaze on. Put this on first before I assemble the whole airplane. That way it's just totally protected. And once I've put this on here, I've got no fingerprints whatsoever. Look at this shine on this baby. I mean, this is amazing.
Got a great idle. All right, shut it off. Baby.
Oh, man, it flies so pretty.
Well, I'm very happy with this plane. My only gripe during the build was the fact that the landing gear bolts weren't long enough to use and the rudder and elevator support cables weren't long enough, so I had to lengthen one with a pushrod wire. Also, I recommend using goop to glue in the windows versus using epoxy as the instructions state, because it's messy and you're going to get epoxy on the windows and it won't come off. If it dries before you get done, you're really going to be bummed. It's difficult to hold them with the glue on the edges. Other than that, this is an absolutely beautiful flying airplane and extremely well built. I recommend it. The kit is E-Lite models purchased from Value Hobby. And again, thanks for flying with me this evening. Please subscribe for more.